Okay.
So, you guys want to talk to the High Priestess?
Yes.
Okay.
We need a battle plan, though, don't we? I mean, I'm not a persuasive person.
I'm moderately persuasive, but I think Tarina's better, but she does have a point of...
I am super persuasive and I can just cast Disguise Self.
Can you disguise yourself as me, and I can give you my ring? So then, like, you basically get my thing of, like, you can meet with a noble if you need to. Just don't embarrass me, please.
Want me to come with you? Maybe just two of us and I could pretend to be your sister? That might work better.
Why is that? Oh, you can pretend to be my brother.
Perfect.
Because my brother was actually traveling down here at some point. Like in the last week or two. At least that's what he told me.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, never mind.
So, well, I guess it doesn't matter. But I do want, this is for fun, you have to describe what Lionel looks like to Tarina so she can accurately be him. So,
yeah.
I guess we'll do, like,
Dang it, I was gonna draw a picture. Oh well, too late. But,
so we'll do some type of roll, I guess
some
performance, because you're, I mean, well, how are you trying to describe Lionel?
Okay, I guess I'll try to do it in character as much as I can.
Okay.
Alright, so, I think she was able to accurately describe Odo to her, so.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so he's a half-elf who looks a bit like me. He has my eyes, and he has similar hair to me, but it's a bit shorter. She does like a hair, like hand wave thing. I think it's actually closer to shoulders. Like he puts it back in a ponytail a lot, but not always. He's about, how do you say 6'4" in D&D measurements?
6'4". 6'4".
Yeah, 6'4".
6'4".
We measure things in 5 feet.
He's a little bit more hand-wise tall.
Yeah. So, and he's got kind of broad shoulders. She does a lot of hand motions for like proportion stuff.
No, you can just describe him as how he's differently shaped than you are because I know what you look like and then I can just modify off of that, right? Because you're siblings.
Well, he's a lot more muscular and he's taller and he's a man.
Hold up, does this spell doesn't change my voice, does it?
Do you have thaumaturgy? But no, they'll just make it louder. But I would say that could stretch.
I don't know, you could just talk in a lower register.
I mean, I could speak in a deeper voice and hope.
Up to what you guys want to do.
I think, we already went through this much work to dress you up as a man.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the many faces.
Okay.
Mash the many faces and become.
He does have a natural. I'd say he has a naturally deep voice, but like I guess as long as you're in at least the tenor range, they won't notice. So
True.
yeah.
True.
By the way, I'm just gonna want to have some like private conversation time with Tarina on the way there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just that. Yeah, that's fine. Just keep going. Now you're walking to.
Okay.
Now you're walking to her living quarters.
And look, I am still. Okay, I'm so pissed about it, but I do understand your need to stay quiet about it, and I do appreciate your honesty and the effort you went through to tell us that. Because that is a big deal.
But I'm pissed too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want... Despite what you may think at the moment, I do kind of care for you guys. Like, I don't want Ellie ready to die on spot just because she's green and then maybe gets a little angry and then turns a bit more autumn. I don't want you guys to run into anything that I'm involved with, or I don't want another mistake like what happened at the tea party, where I can't tell you what's happening. But at the end of the day, I still don't want you guys to be without me having powers. Because if I don't do what she's asking for, that's what happens.
I mean, I have a patron who's not that mean, as far as I know.
Get your powers directly from her.
Yeah. Malikia? You didn't find out it's a woman?
What agreement do you have to get your powers?
What is the agreement? It's druid stuff, though.
It's druid stuff. Like, druid stuff is, like, kind of
Really loose, I think.
yeah, it's really loose, and, like, basically, like, you're supposed to, like, protect nature and uphold, like, natural laws, and, like, protect animals. So, like, if someone's, like, you know, poisoning the lake, then, like, you should try to stop that. If they're murdering all the animals, you should probably try to stop that. If it has to do, like, with, preserving nature and, stuff like that. And then, it has to do, like, with how you live somewhat. Because it's not, it's a lot like...
Live and let live, sort of thing.
Yeah, like, it's, as long as you pay, like, as long as you respect, like, nature and give homage to nature, then, like, it's usually fine. And, like, because it's not exactly like a cleric, usually, or a paladin, because usually they have, like, some type of tenet or some type of, like,
Law or
moral code that they adhere to. And then with druids, it's like you actually kind of interpret it for yourself, your morals for yourself. Because, like, it has to do with, again, like, it has to do with, like, keeping the balance of like, nature and, like, mankind, like, development sort of things, and, like, preserving sacred spaces. So it's you're, like, protectors of the balance of nature and things like that. So it's been hard for me to, like, pin down exactly what druids do, because, like, there actually isn't a lot of historical information on it, since a lot of it was, like, actually lost.
Yeah.
So I've kept it pretty loose.
Yeah. I'm going to talk to you a bit about Malikia. And yeah, and she's like, look, I also don't want to run into any of these bad things, but it's really hard for us not to when you don't tell us. Like, especially since, like, it's really rare for, like, Baron's children to be wandering around with people that claim are their aunts, but really aren't. And that's really for a good reason. And I don't know if that's anything along the lines of what's going on with Keyanthi. I don't want to bring on myself or Ellie. And
I understand that Ellie is your first priority. I do. But I think your relationship with your god is not the same relationship that I have with my patron. Especially considering druids don't need a god to give them magic. I mean, my brothers are not religious.
Yeah.
It's not something that you're given from a being. It's, at least in my family, it's inherited. And
it is more of an innate thing. Because it has to do with, like, nature, so, like, druidry is more of, like, an innate thing. And like you do have an innate power, and like practicing druidcraft and druidry will basically increases those powers. And so like you can inherit druidic powers, like in her brother's case, they just wouldn't be very strong druids.
I don't think that I would be able to get my powers the same way that you do. And I don't know if I could even get a better deal anywhere else, basically.
Look, I'm not asking you to completely change everything about your situation, let alone change everything right now. I just want you to communicate.
What if I could? What if I could?
As much as you can. Like, if you had just, like, written that out for us a lot sooner, this would have been, a lot smoother.
Well, it was only literally last night that I found out that I have a week to bring someone to the forest. Literally this morning.
Things do happen pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's 10 days.
Okay.
Do they 10 minutes or 10 sessions?
So
One of those two.
unless you guys want to repeat more, we'll get to
We'll get to the High Priestess.
we'll go back to the High Priestess.
High Priestess.
Okay, game plan, you're at the front gate, you know where her living quarters are.
I love
So,
it.
we go there and request audience.
Okay.
What specifically are we trying to say, by the way? Specifically.
Yeah. That, that we know Mara, and we know that there really isn't there isn't really any evidence against her to really warrant an execution.
Yeah.
Like, especially this quickly, and that, like, this is a very drastic measure and is not really making an example of people who disobey. It's making it look like innocent people will be killed.
Okay, this is like out of character. So she's the High Priestess of religion. Does the religion have anything about, like, justice? Can we appeal to the religion of the Drow in any way? Is Mara being a woman make her more protected somehow?
Make a religion check.
Okay, make her do a religion.
Yeah, you can, I'll make religion.
13?
Okay.
Oh boy, -1. Oh boy, 11.
Oh, it's a religion check.
Yeah.
18.
Okay, so the worship of Briotriact, goes back a really long time, and it's more of a worship out of fear. They believe that they come from Briotriact, as they were basically her creation, they were born from her, and so, like, in a sense, they belong to her. And she, like, she's been, like, trapped in the earth, and so she experiences the world through them. And, death isn't really, like, seen as, like, something that's, like, inherently horrible. It's just something that's really, like, a part of them, because, like, what they'll do is they'll actually, like, return to her and then essentially, like, reincarnate into another drow. And so Mara being a woman wouldn't actually, like, protect her more.
She's not drow, so.
Mara is a drow.
Oh, she's. What do I know? Alright.
Okay. It's like their lives aren't particularly sacred. No one's is. Okay, so you guys Now, alright, running short on time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say that you have your meeting with the High Priestess.
Okay.
You're waiting.
Want to make a persuasion check?
Yeah, we'll have you guys make a persuasion check to see here because you are unannounced foreign nobles who came out of nowhere.
Should I give you guidance since you have the higher bonus?
Yes.
Okay.
Can Boink help me? Probably not.
You have guidance or point. One or the other.
Advantage or a D4?
Yeah.
I'll take advantage.
Yeah, okay. Whatever your preference is.
So that's right.
On persuasion.
Yeah,
Worth it.
it's just
Plus 8, 16. That's 24.
Okay, so she has like yeah, we'll say like a priestess sees you guys outside kind of like in the courtyard and asks like what you're doing, and so you say, oh well, we're the Arnolds and we're here to meet with High Priestess Avra. Ring flash. And she's like, oh my, it's so fancy. I will take you right away. And so you are taken to her living quarters, and now you're in the waiting lobby, and so she's now available to be seen. Who's going in? Who's doing what?
Are you both going in?
Yeah.
Alright.
You know the whole disguise thing?
Tag team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so Luna and Lionel go in, and you're in the same office that you were before, Tarina. She sits behind her desk, and she doesn't look particularly happy. Not that she really ever does. But she stands up and says, I am High Priestess Avra, and to what do I owe this pleasure to hosting the Arnol, Luna Arnol and Lionel Arnol? Find it pretty strange that you weren't announced upon the arrival in the city.
Are we normally supposed to be announced? Out of character.
Yeah, usually when nobles travel around, they're announced.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't tell people that. Hey guys, you need to announce me.
Yeah, because they're like, we're important people, so
Yeah.
it has, and like politics, like that sort of stuff. So like, and especially amongst the Drow, like they would think that's a thing that would need to be done. So yeah. Okay.
What would our excuse be? Would it be that we were in a rush, that we were in a rush to work? Or something, so it looks like, we're hard workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and part of it was working with Mara, and
Okay.
And we're just deeply bothered that deeply bothered that she that there's been so little evidence, there's so little evidence supporting her crime, but it leading to something as drastic as an execution. It's like, I really
We just want to do our work in this city. And the person we were going to work for got arrested. And with the lack of evidence, it seems a bit alarming. We just want to do work.
Make a persuasion check.
that was beautiful though. Okay, I'm proud of it.
Stop it, guys!
Okay. Natural 20.
Plus 8, so that's a 30 on persuasion. persuasion.
Okay. So, how do we get this straight? Two noble men have arrived to work for a seamstress, question the way we do things and the way our laws are made, and now you demand a release of Mara. I suppose it is a bit rash. But I don't think you understand how things work around here. It's gonna be more than one rolls, guys. It's gonna be more than one check.
Free persuasion!
It wasn't that funny.
You got past the first check with flying colors, okay? There's more than one check.
Wait, there's more!
Can she have advantage because it's considered me helping her with talking?
Oh yeah, you were talking so.
Yeah, we can do that next.
Okay.
I got a natural 20 plus guidance, which is 2 plus 8, which is my modifier. I got a 30. Like, advantage won't help.
That's number one!
You got past the first check.
Okay.
Hey, you leaped over the first hurdle, everyone clap. Don't stumble on the next one. Metaphors. Let's go.
It's like you
23.
6 plus 23.
Okay, that will be your next check. Will I finish her sentence?
Well, don't
Just like give her a look in the middle of her sentence. Just.
Well, as I'm sure you are aware, being the nobles that you are, we have a bit of a very tense relation with the Arcanic Empire. However, it does look quite bad if we don't have a lot of evidence. And in light of this, I will rescind my support of this execution. And we will say that, the War Matron will not be happy about this, but there will be no execution tomorrow.
Yay!
Jazz hands, yay!
You say yay in the office.
She looks at you and says, why would you want to work for a seamstress anyway?
We're just on a journey to get out and see the world before we go back home and take our father's place. We want to have as much experience as possible, so we take on jobs that may be considered lowly, so that we can understand the people that we rule over.
Ah, yes, quite astute. Well, I will begin the paperwork now. You hear, Michael? Kayla's not going to be happy.
We thank you for your time.
Well, I really must thank you. Perhaps we have been too rash in our actions. I hope you enjoy your stay in Toril. And then, James, your hand, and you're our escort outside of
The whole house.
Yay. Okay, it's 10.
Luna happily hugs Tarina, or Lionel Tarina. It's we did it!
I hug you back, buddy.
Yay! Fighting system!
Woo!
Buddy system!
Buddy system.
Buddy system. Oh my gosh.
My situation is it is up against the buddy system. You see the problem.
Look, Tarina, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find a nice little beggar child, cast
Oh my god, if they life and walk with their hands, those happy things to them.
Come on!
Come on, little boy, come on!
You know,
You want to do what?
Advantage.
Especially because it's a boy. They don't like boys here. Like,
Yeah! Let's Piper this! Heck yeah!
Oh my god, I'm so terrible.
personally, I like
Horrible.
the idea of putting the lore, catching the matron and throwing her into the Feywild. But I mean,
Me too.
works too.
I mean,
You can cast
that's what we
her
need to.
her. I mean, the knight is still young in our game.
She's still doing genocide over there. She still did genocide. That's pretty,
I mean, we could knock her out and put her in the bag of holding. It has 10 minutes of air in it at a time, so we could just, open it every 5 minutes. And just keep going.
does she have security around?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that was my main thing. Is just people are gonna be watching her. Otherwise, just frying pan.
Well,
gosh.
I mean, if we really wanted to, we could knock her out, put her in the bag of holding. I'll do my face disguise thing, so I look like her, and then I walk out with you. Go for a walk.
Yeah, I mean, I
Oh
have charm person, so I could.
Yeah, me too. We all do. Let's all charm her. All
I
at
have
once.
prestidigitation. I can make things sparkle.
One of you will succeed.
Yeah, my plan for if we did fight the war matron, so she doesn't see me, was to conjure animals and then turn into a mouse and just be in Luna's pocket while she has a bunch of animals in her. That was my plan. But we'll see if we get to use it. That was a good session. Ellie,
Yeah, a lot of fun done.
feels
We
absolutely
bonded with Tarina.
Yes, bonding Tarina, the very elusive Tarina.
I loved the look on Michael's face as he got the first paragraph. So I could see the moment that it hit you, and I was like, yes, it's working.
I mean, basically, Ellie found out that I found out that my people have been genocide.
Hello, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you so much for listening to Dungeon Damsels. We really appreciate all your support. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps us out. And if you're interested, we also have a Patreon as well as a podcast version of our show. You can find it on Spotify, TuneIn, Podcast, Podbean, and pretty much anywhere where podcasts are. Thank you again so much, and we hope to hear from you soon.